Hey everybody, welcome to another summer camp craft. Today we're going to make this super cool daisy keychain. Well, it's supposed to be daisies, but I like purple cord better, so we're going to call it a violet keychain. We will have a link to the YouTube video I used to make this. We'll also have some links on our Pinterest page that'll give you some tips and tricks on how this works. I'm not going to say it's super easy because this one is actually super complicated. When Miss Dominique did the macrame earlier in the summer, if you enjoyed that, you'll probably really get a kick out of this one too. You'll work faster than I will. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so you're going to have green cord, purple cord, 8 feet of each. If you do the whole keychain the way I did, you will use all 8 feet of the purple. You will not use that much of the green, but we're gonna use everything together. You are also going to have 6 feet of this finer satiny purple cord. Okay, this goes in the middle. You can't even really see it, but it's what's holding the beads in place. As such, you really only need probably about a foot, maybe 2 feet of it. I'm going to use some that I had left over. And let me show you, one of the other things you're going to need is a cigarette lighter, or really just a lighter. I guess you can use them for candles or incense. This stuff melts pretty easy. It gets very hot. Do not touch it with your bare fingers. Ask Miss Carissa how she knows. Yeah, I touched it. After it's cooled a second or two, you're good to go. The paracord is the same way. Your ends are somewhat melted, so they won't unravel, but it's not optimal. Okay. You'll also need a pair of scissors. So the two things we will not provide for you are scissors and a lighter. What we will provide for you are the 3 cords and the little keychainy guy. Now you can build it on the loop if you want. I did mine on this part of the little swivelly guy, because I thought, well, this gives you a little bit more freedom. Like with my billfold, the little thing fell off, so I had to replace it. So I could now replace it again with this guy if I really wanted to, but I like having a loop. That's just me. But you could also use it as a zipper pull on your backpack. So you have the keychain, you have the little, I don't know, spinny guy. I don't know what that is. Clasp, if we're going to be specific. You'll have them available to you. I chose to do on the clasp itself just because it's a little easier in my brain. Okay. Well, we're going to start with, we're going to keep this here. I'm going to need my lighter. So you're going to open up your green and you're going to find the middle. So to do that, put your 2 ends together, pull it on through, ba-ting, there's the middle. Gonna take the purple. Now, we only need 1 layer of the purple, okay? So we're going to tie a special knot. Now, I've already forgotten what the knot is called, so we're just gonna call it a special knot. So I'm going to wrap it once. Now, so this is my initial loop. Do another time around. Okay. Oh, I might need a little more. There we go. Okay. So once, twice, see, I'm wrapping it back up the string, and then I'm going to pull this guy down through those loops. And this is kind of like a fancy slip knot. And I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to start using this in a lot of things that require slip knots from now on, because it's definitely more secure. You can definitely pull it tighter, and once it's tightened down, it's not going anywhere. Okay, this is a really good, yes, I could undo it, trust me. I had to the first time when I was taking pictures. Kind of a pain. Yeah, once it's tied, once it's tightened down, it's tightened down. Okay. Then I'm going to take it. I'm going to trim this pretty close to the knot. Take my lighter and touch it with the lighter itself. Do not touch it with your finger. Again, it is hot. Yes, I will keep telling you it is hot. It only takes me getting burned once for me to remember that you need to know. Okay. So now we have this guy. It looks kind of awkward. That's okay. I'm going to take my purple. I'm going to find the middle of my purple exactly the same way I did with the green. Okay. Now I'm going to put it behind the green. Okay. Oh, important thing here. Loop this guy on here. Okay. Because what we're going to do is I'm going to bring, I have this in the middle. I have the purple behind the green. But I'm going to bring the legs up. And I'm going to call, this is called a cow hitch. That's the one I remember. It's a cow hitch. So I'm going to pull this up through here. I'm guessing because it kind of looks like a cow. I'm sure there's a better reason for it. Alright, so pull these guys all the way through. I'm going to pull the purple tight, and then I'm going to kind of finagle things around here until they get to the position I want them in. Okay. So I have the purple, the thin purple string tied to and melted to the green. I have this purple with the green stuck through it. So if I were to lay this out, we'll lay it out like a person here. So I have my purple underneath, my green on top when I'm setting it down. And one thing I've noticed is this is, for me, this is an easy thing to do on the table, okay? If you prefer to hang this up and work with it hanging, that is completely fine. Now I'm going to pause this for a second because there's a knot that we're going to do and I want to be sure I get it right. So I'm going to watch the video again and I will be right back and I will show you how to do the knot that we're going to do at the top. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, one of the things we're going to do, since I had pulled it tight like this, I actually need to flip it over. Okay, I'm going to pull this string back through so it comes up the back. Okay, to get it to lie flat, to lie the direction we want it to. So that little knot gets tucked right between there. Okay. We have the green can technically move. If we really wanted to, we could pull it out. We don't want to do that. That would be a pain. Okay, so we have the purples underneath. We have this band right here. Okay. And we're going to tie a knot with the green. And I will show you that in a moment. I wanted to update that this is how it should be. So you have this bar, these two little legs that come up. We have our little arms. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay. Woo! Gravity. All right. So I'm going to pull this middle string forward. I'm going to take this guy under. So my left goes under. My right goes over. So that middle purple strand is between the two. Okay. So I have two loops. So if I could not step on that while I'm working, it would be great. So if I do it like this, it looks like I have a heart. I'm going to pull these guys. So now I have a pretzel. Pull this, pull my right one up through this loop. Okay. pull my left one up through this loop. Okay, so it looks super complicated. It's not though, because we still have, and I'm going to pull this guy and these two, and I'm just going to kind of work them together as I pull them tight, okay? Pulling tight. And then we have this nice little hitch up here at the top. It's going to help keep everything stabilized. And this is also the first part of our first violet. Look at that. See there? We have the same thing right here. Now, I'm only going to show you how to do 2 flowers, okay? Because it's just the same pattern over and over and over again. Okay, so we're going to start every time we finish one of our flowers or a series of knots, we're going to come back to our little person, okay? 2 arms, 2 legs, and a tail. And this is where we're going to start. Okay. So I'm going to pull this up. So I've made a loop on top of my green string. I'm going to pull my purple around and through. Okay. And I'm going to pull it tight. I want it to be pretty snug up here. And I'm going to make a loop down below and pull that string through. And I finished my first knot, okay? So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So now my little guy, his arm and his leg have changed places, and that's what I want. So on this side, I'm going to pull his leg up back behind. See, if you came to chair yoga, you could do this too, right? All right, so I'm going to pull that through, and that does the first half of the knot. And we're going to pull it tight. I'm going to make a little loop down here. Pull him under. Okay, this finishes the knot. All right. It's like magic. Okay, now it's time for the first bead. So I'm going to take my string. String this guy. And then just like we started at the beginning, hang on. There we go. Okay. Just like we started at the beginning, I'm going to take my green, I'm going to take one under and one over that center tail. Okay. One under and one over. And that creates another loop. Okay. I'm going to take my right hand purple string. I'm going to bring it in. It's going to go on the outside of that purple, but it's going to go around. Well, it's going to fall on the floor 17 times. Okay. It's going to go around like this. Okay. I'm going to do the same over here. So this guy comes up and around. We're going to pull both of those. And the trick here is we're going to be tightening the knots. So you got to tighten. The green one pulls them together, and then the purple ones kind of bring them, snug them in a little bit. And there is our first flower. And sometimes you have to come back and readjust because this isn't looking like I want it to, and that's okay because I can fix it. Okay. So once we get these guys, pull the green ones up, pulls them together. They get to be friends again. All right, I'll tell you what. I'm going to pause you for a moment. I'm going to fix this, and then I'll show you what I did to fix it, okay? Okay, turns out all I needed to do was tighten some stuff up. So it wasn't very exciting at all. Sorry, I'll try to mess up more spectacularly later. Okay, so the cool thing about this is these 2 petals are the first 2 petals for your next flower. So we're already ready to go. So remember, we're going to pull, remember, if we have our green on top and our purple on bottom, just like our people. I don't know why they're people today. They just are. Okay, arms, legs, tail. I'm going to bring this up. Loop, under, pull through, and pull tight. Again, if this is something that's easier for you to do hanging up, do it hanging up. It's not going to hurt anything. Okay. Loop underneath. And pull that one tight. Okay. Pull that up. String that through. Pull it tight. Pull it under. Pull it through. Okay, so we have our next set of petals and we are ready for our next bead. I will give you enough beads to do 10. That's what I did on this one, but I'm only going to show you 2 because I want to show you how to tie it off. Okay. So purple stays underneath. Green, one goes on top, one goes on bottom. They switch places. Okay. Purple comes up and gets laced through. Should say big purple. Big purple comes up and gets laced through. Okay. Green pulls them together. Skinny purple gets pulled to pull that flower back in there. Okay. Then, so after you've got everything pulled as tight as you want, and that should be pretty tight. So we're going to pretend that we've done all of that, okay? And we're ready for the knot. First thing we're going to do is we're going to cut this string off. That's a lot of string, okay? I'm going to use my lighter, but first, make sure everything is as tight as I want it. See, that's why. Because Miss Carissa likes to pull the wrong strings. And then she's got to clean up her mess. Yep. That's such is life. Okay. So this, pull that. I'm going to trim it off fairly close. I'm going to use my thing and use the blade of my scissors to smash it flat. Because it is hot. Do not burn yourself. Yes, I'm going to repeat that forever. Okay. Your purple guys kind of need to be out of the way. Okay. So now we're going to do a serpentine knot. So we're going to cross this over and under. Okay. I'm going to switch these 2 places and bring this through here. We're going to tighten it. Oh, and it worked. Look at that. It's a little Ouroboros, which is the snake that eats its own tail. Okay, pull that tight. We do not want it to come undone. Okay. There we go. Then I'm going to pull the purple out of the way. We're going to cut these guys and we're going to melt them too. Okay? Cut it fairly close. Now this is paracord. It means it's going to melt really well because it's nylon. Yes, you can use the side of your lighter. And I like to do it a couple times. So I'm going to kind of help that paracord bond to the strings a little bit. Because you see, it can come undone. Ooh, that one got really good. Let all that nylon kind of melt together. This guy, let's get these out of the way. All right. Pull these guys tight. I'm going to trim, and melt. I was going to say make sure you have a grown-up present, but you're supposed to be the grown-ups, and that's so if you know you're not feeling very adulty today, find an adultier adult. Oh. I never feel like an adult, so don't come to me. But see, they're nice and melted. It's fairly secure. If it comes undone, pull it out a little bit, remelt it, stick it back together, okay? See, these guys, they didn't melt to the plastic as well, so I'm gonna do those one more time. Don't burn your fingers. You need those. Okay. And that is a quick violet keychain. And this is a long violet keychain. And you make it exactly the same way. And when you're all done, this would be a good present for grandma, or if you've got a kid who's just starting with the latch keys. I know, I just dated myself, didn't I? Yeah. Okay, I just like them to be a little meltier. All right. Don't play with fire unless you're supervised or unless you're pretending to be an adult. Okay? Everybody, have a great week. We will see you next week with another craft. Have a good one.